What happened was, I think it was about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I started telling God Logic, look, you don't need me. And he's got the text messages, by the way. So God Logic, I give you permission. Post our text messages. See, I'm saying, post them.
Do it.
I give you permission to see if I'm lying. I said, look, dude, you don't need me. You don't need David Wood. David Wood is using you because you're the hottest ticket right now. And I don't want you to be seen with me. And I don't want you to be seen with David.
By the way, again, it's not going to pan out long term. This is not going to work. So I'm not saying this because, oh, you're just jealous of God Logic. I really don't even care about the debate sphere. I like doing debates. I'll do it. Debates are not the main thing that I'm even interested in. To me, they're a side thing to do that's fun. They're not my main interest. I have many other interests. In fact, I find the geopolitical stuff more interesting than debates. But I will do debates because I think it is necessary. It is useful. It is helpful to the church to refute these errors, to refute these crazy views. But no, I don't care about being the YouTube apologetics guy. I really don't. It's not my main interest. I will do it though. And the entire time that we've called out people, here's what's fascinating. Now people are admitting, even Shamoun, as he recently did, is admitting that we were correct about these people because we weren't calling them out of jealousy. Anytime you call somebody out, you're just jealous, you're just jealous. What if I'm actually principled and I have a consistent reason and basis for why I would make a critique? And you'll notice all of our positions and critiques, they don't change. They're the same type of critique and principle. So whether it's IP or whether it's God Logic, it's nothing personal initially. It's just simply a question of, that's great that you're refuting Islam, but you can't take all of the orthodox positions like monarchical Trinitarianism out of the Orthodox Church and send people to Messianic synagogues or synagogues where people get snipped, get circumcised, as happened with young Don. You guys remember we saw Ruslan laughed about this, right? He apostatizes and Ruslan tries to spin it like, well, he apostatized because of orthodoxy. And he laughed about it. I wouldn't think apostasy is funny, but I guess Ruslan does because, hey, it's about them 7 figures, dog. It's about them 7 figures. So you can't preach Christianity and preach any old Christianity. There is no such thing as any old, give me that old time religion, that any old time religion. It's good enough for me and Grandpappy. You also have to have a church. There is no gospel without the church. Paul says the church is the pillar and ground of truth. The church is not a generic, unknown entity. It's a historic entity. It existed for the first 1,000 years. Churchless apologetics never existed in the first 1,000 years. That's why I've challenged these people for the last year, or excuse me, 6 months, to name a single churchless apologist in the first millennium. There's not one. Because all the statements of the church in the first 1,000 years are, you must be a member of the one Holy Catholic Apostolic Church. Even the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed, the Second Council's Creed, states that you have to be a member of the one Holy Catholic Apostolic Church to be called a Christian. Any other groups, they're not even Christian. They're heterodox. They're something else. So, for God Logic or any of these people to have a large audience isn't really the main problem. It's nothing to do with why I would critique them, because I'd have the same critique for a person with a small audience. Remember they said, what's his name? Ruslan said Dyer only debates big channels to get attention. Really? I debated the Independent Fundamentalist Baptist guy, small channel. I debated the agnostic Jack Sazer, tiny channel. I debated Captain Crackrock, small channel. On and on and on. I'm about to debate a Lutheran dude, tiny channel, right? We got a Lutheran debate next week. So I debate all the time. By the way, out of all of these people, I'm the only one that open call streams are available at all times. We do open call streams at all times, meaning that anyone can pop on and debate that isn't an absolute lunatic. So how would I only be interested in debating people bigger than me? Now, guess what? I am interested in debating people bigger than me. Duh. Just like when Ruslan tried to call out Nick Fuentes or Candace to debate. Of course I want to debate bigger name people because that's how I'm going to grow my channel, dummy. But I don't only debate big name people. So that's all bull crap. And again, this alone ought to end the whole career of the anti-Islamianity people, or at least get them to be more specific about, well, what is the church? What are you sending people to? Are you telling them to go from the mosque to the Messianic synagogue where they're going to get circumcised? That's crazy. That means you're pushing Judaizing. And that is the church's first heresy. So God logic, unfortunately, is pushing and indirectly promoting, or in some cases directly promoting, the very first heresy condemned in the church, Judaizing, by sending people to those ridiculous Messianic synagogues that are open Judaizing cults. And how many of these people have we been right about? It doesn't matter how many times I tell you guys stuff, I end up constantly being correct. All of these people that we've been interacting with for almost a decade, in some cases, right? The bear cult, a bunch of loons, blasphemous, God-hating, anti-Trinitarian loons. I told Sam Shamoun that he was going to have problems with William Albrecht. That dude is a snake. Lo and behold, William Albrecht's a snake. I was right. Nobody likes William Albrecht anymore. I told him that Lofton was a snake and he's going to undermine. Nobody likes Lofton anymore. So over and over and over and over and over, I've been correct. I told, how is this my bullshit? What in anything that I said is bullshit? I went to go get a snack, dog. I'm over here eating. What are you talking about? I went to go get food so that I could bullshit. I can't do a live stream for freaking hours on end without some snacky wackies. By the way, isn't it funny that the bear cult, when I acted retarded, they clip it like I wasn't acting retarded? Like they think that's how I actually act. like if I tell the story of irritable bowel syndrome and I'm laughing about it, it's not a point of like getting me. It doesn't make it, they don't understand how jokes work, right? Like if you're using the thing that I told as a story and I'm saying that it's retarded, and then you're like, he's retarded. Yeah, that was the point of the joke, dummy. Dude, you don't understand how the jokes work. But I think with that crew, that's all they get. Penis butt gay. Ha, it's crazy, right? Penis butt gay. Oh, Jay Dyer, penis butt gay. All right, you just repeat that for 10 years, and that's bear comedy right there. Penis butt gay. It's crazy, right? Well, what if you had a penis that was a butt and also would come a lot? That's comedy for these weirdos. Anyway, how many times do we have to be correct about these people? Right? Yo, shout out to OP. Well, I got the IBS with an OPP for the CCP. I'm on TMZ with my TMJ. Yeah, that's my impression of bear comedy. Ha! Peter's back on gas. Crazy, right? Duh, it's crazy. What if you had like a penis? But it's also like a butt at the same time. And you can just like come out a bunch of gay guys and penis and fucking calm. Penis fucking gay. It's crazy. That's high tier comedy right there. What if there's a guy named Penis Queer? What do you expect with that crowd? Anyway. So, y'all know who I'm making fun of, but so Shamoun has now admitted, and I appreciate it, that all these people that we said were Spurgatron, lunatic, weirdo creeps, whether it's Leather Daddy or Loft Dog, they've all shown their colors, dude. They're all unprincipled. They all will stab anybody else in the back. So I very much appreciate Sam Shamoun offering a personal apology for the specific topics and problems. And I also apologize to Sam for, jokes that went over the line or whatever. So on a personal level, all of that is in the past, it is forgotten. Now, that doesn't mean that we have the same theological positions. My positions will always, Lord willing, hopefully, remain the same. And if I critique somebody, it's on principle. It's the same critique of IP that I have a God Logic or anybody else. Good. I'm glad that you're critiquing Islam, but you also got to have more than just that. Okay. Did we ever land on the Shamoun? I had a fun time watching the stream. I thought that Sam's jokes about the orbs were cracking me up. So when we could get to the point where we all laugh at each other, that's actually pretty funny. That's why Tim Gordon and I continue to get along. We actually riff on each other. We bust on each other. We make fun of each other. And we still get along. We're still good friends. We've had a good time busting each other's chops. Taking the piss out of each other. Hey, taking the piss out of him. That's what dudes do. Okay. You can't be a thin-skinned, whiny weirdo. However, there are lines. Okay. People's family, people's, you start mocking the icons, but doing demonic stuff, putting poop on icons. That's over the line. I'm out. Not even going to talk to you or any of the cult or any of them. We will never talk. Also, Cholo Cheater went over the line. Okay. Again, if he'd walked it back, if he had, actually apologized, and he wasn't apologizing for the real issues. He was apologizing. He says he was going to apologize for going after me personally. When you see the actual 1 versus 5 debate, when it goes up, you'll understand the whole thing. It'll all make sense. And by the way, his arguments are terrible. This guy is an idiot. He literally argues that at the time of Chalcedon, invisible church wasn't true, but now post Vatican II, invisible church is true. I'm not kidding. That's actually what the Cholo Cheater argues. So I'm glad all you Roman Catholics are going to hinge your arguments and hinge it on that guy, because he's going to embarrass you. And Cholo Cheater and I are he's agreed to a debate on Vatican II contradicting. And the funny part is, he just asked, what are the documents in Vatican II that even talk about church and state? He doesn't even know. Okay. This is not going to go well for him, but he's already agreed to the debate. So good job, dude. Cholo Cheater keeps coming back. He doesn't realize, you're not going to win this, bro. You're not going to cheat and use your meta glasses. You're not going to come after me personally, as he did in the debate. It's going to be really obvious. And again, remember, we agreed. People don't understand the 1 versus 5 was an agreed upon, no holds barred, blood sport style, go at it. Anything is on the table. I told all of them, because there was 7 people there. There was 5 people and 2 backups. I told all of them, I'm going to roast you guys too. So expect that if it gets heated, I'm going to bust on you. I'm going to riff on you. I'll make mama jokes. Nobody had a problem with that. Okay. We all agreed. Oh, but then when it actually is on camera, suddenly they're all victims. And yeah, you'll see. You'll see what I mean. By the way, I need to start getting some kind of, busting on your mama NDA, non-disclosure agreement at the beginning, right? Because all these people are going to say, I'm a victim. He's mean. I'm a victim. No, you agreed at the beginning. Everybody agreed. I told him I was going to bust on him. And by the way, the first dude, he quit. Okay. So the first dude, he got up there and he was like this. And I was like, I'm going to bust on you, dude. His name was Jay. I called him Faking Jay. He was shaking. And he goes, I can't do it. And he ran away. So that's why they had 2 backup people there, because they just counted on people basically just quitting. And so Cholo Cheater only came up twice, right? Let's go ahead and talk about Cholo Cheater real quick.